Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Celtic Forever podcast. Livingston 0, Celtic 3 of the day. The half-decent performance, great result. Puts us back to the top of the league, John. Easter Sunday, top of the league. Can't beat it.
Can't whack it. Good feeling. Wasn't a great game, though, was it, really? It was a bit... It was all right, I suppose. We won 3-0, that's the main thing, but it wasn't really much of a spectacle, I don't think.
No, I thought that some of the play was quite nice, but we're also wasteful at the same time. But that was the first half. Second half, we just totally dominated and brushed them aside. But we'll get into that, John, after we reveal the prize winner for this week's Celtic Forever ballpoint solid steel pens. There was 3 correct entries. 3 people said 3-0. Daith O'Keefe. It's hard for me to pronounce. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Michelle Stewart and Project Floyd were the 3 that got the correct score. There was a lot of entries, so unlucky to everybody that entered that didn't get it right. A lot of people said 3-1, but obviously 3-0 was the correct score. We'll get into your correct prediction in a minute, John, but we'll do this first. Let's do the redraw. Here we go. So there is your 3 correct entries for this week's competition. Daith O'Keefe, Project Floyd and Michelle Stewart as the 3 correct entries. So well done to you for getting the correct score, 3-0 to Celtic today. So let's get these folded up and put in the box. 1, 2, and 3. Right, there are the 3 in the box there. Right, give it a wee shake about. So this week's lucky winner is, who won the Celtic Forever pen, the winner is Daith O'Keefe. So well done, Daith. I'm hoping you're pronouncing your name correctly there. You've won this week's prize, the Celtic Forever pen, ballpoint pen, solid steel, brilliant prize. Well done, and we'll get your address off of you if you send a message to the Facebook page, the Xander John Facebook page. Send a wee private message with your address and we'll get that sent out to you on Monday, buddy. So congratulations and commiserations to everybody else that entered. Yeah, so congratulations to, I can't pronounce this guy's name, John. It's Daith O'Keefe, I think his name is. But congratulations anyway. A new member to the channel, a new viewer. So well done winning the Celtic Forever pen. Just message me on the Xander John Facebook page or John's page, which is Celtic Forever Podcast. Either one of the two of us. Send either one of us a private message with your address and we'll get that sent out to you on Monday, pal. Okay, so congratulations to you. John, you got your prediction right, 3-0. I said 4-0. We missed that sitter at the very end. We would have made it 4-0, but well done in getting your prediction right, John.
Aye, I know. That's it at the end you were talking about. I was watching that. I was like, that's it. That's my long wait ruined. Xander's going to win it. But luckily it fell to that Blue Kelly and he's missed an absolute howler, isn't it? It's an absolute howler. You can't go missing chances like that, Xander.
No, nobody near him, John. Nobody within 20 yards of him. 3 header and he puts it by the post. But he's just a young boy. But I wasn't happy with that because that would have got my prediction. Because I've not had one right for ages either. So anyway, we'll move on, John. Let's get into the game. And the first thing you noticed and everybody else noticed was the state of that park, John. I mean, you can hardly see the ball.
6-4, by the way.
6-4? On competition score, right? Aye, yeah. I've had 6, you've had 4. Getting close, John. It's getting close.
Aye, well, let's hope we get just look, as long as we get all our last predictions right for that last podcast we done when we did the run into the last 8 games.
Yeah.
If we get all of them right, don't care what the scores are, but as long as we get the results right, I don't care. Celtic, they performed really well in the second half, I have to admit. But where were you? What were you saying there?
No, just at the start of the game, before the ball being kicked off, John, the glaring sun, the plastic pitch, you could hardly see the ball. You had to really adjust your eyes to see the ball. I just thought that, I mean, very dry, sticky park. Hadn't been watered by the looks of things and just terrible playing conditions there, wasn't it, with that plastic pitch?
I know they had the sprinklers on before the game started, but you could see it's dried up pretty quick. The ball's sticky. But I mean, that's what made it no such a good spectacle, was that part. You could see Celtic players know, they're pulling out some challenges and stuff, and I don't blame them because they parts are deadly. We both know we've played on them.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a hard shift on them, but look, we got the job done. But you're right about not being able to see the ball and stuff, because I was kind of struggling. Had to, maybe 15 minutes it took for my eyes to adjust it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the room in total darkness watching it, John, and I still couldn't see it. So anyway, we'll move on to the game. And just before we move on to the game, next week's competition, this is a big one, John. This is we're giving away one of these brand spanking new Zippo lighters, John. Celtic Forever, a Zippo lighter, special occasion, special prize, Celtic Forever Zippo lighter. We're looking for the correct score again. Rangers versus Celtic next week at Ibrox. So get entering into the comments, people. Get entering correct score, one guess each into the comments, and good luck everybody with that. Anyway, John, into the game. Let's go. The first half wasn't great, as we both agree. It wasn't great. We were dominant, obviously. We just didn't have many efforts on goal. First effort was the 5th minute. Hatati shot well over the bar, just trying to find his feet, obviously. It was over the bar by about 3 yards, but it was great to see Hatati back, John, wasn't it?
Rolls Royce player. Missed him. His vision's impeccable in it. His ability just to take the ball, turn and spot somebody making a run, and chip a wee pass in. He's an outstanding player. Like I keep saying, he's the best player. Chris Boyd at the start of the game. He's a good player on his day. What's he talking about?
Yeah. I'm going to get to Chris Boyd later, John. But we'll leave that to the start of the second half. But no, he's just, as you say, a Rolls Royce a player. What a player young Hatati is. Hopefully he stays beyond his contract, signs an even longer contract, because when he's fit, John, and he's playing like that, John, he's unplayable, isn't he?
Yeah, unplayable. We'll listen. We'll wait to see if he manages the rest of the season without getting injured. We're all praying for that. And I've said it. If we've got a full team out, we go and win that league, because nobody's going to stop us with a full team, I don't think. And Hatati is an integral part of that team. But the question is, who would you drop out of that team to get Hatati in?
Well, you do what you've done today. Play Hatati and drop Bernardo. It's
so when McGregor comes back, there's no place for a water in, obviously.
But it looks that way. I was going to get into that after the game, John, but we'll talk about it now. I was actually thinking drop Matt O'Reilly. All right, he scored the day, but he never done much apart from score that goal. Drop O'Reilly, put McGregor in there, put a water in the holding role with Hatati in besides Calmack.
McGregor. I agree. I totally agree. I would drop Matt O'Reilly. I would drop him. I would have Hatati, Callum McGregor, and Awata.
I thought Awata was brilliant today, John, but we'll get to that again later. Yeah, I agree. Just to Matt finds his form again, because he's not played well the last 6 or 7 games, I would say. I just, we want Matt O'Reilly playing well every single game. We know what he can do. We know he's a brilliant player. But if we drop him at the team, John, we've nobody to take corners, I suppose.
Well, I'm sure there's other people that can take corner kicks, but it still shows wee flashes of brilliance, Matt O'Reilly. Just wee flashes. But the problem I have with Matt O'Reilly right now is he's not getting involved enough, and he makes stupid decisions, passes that go out the park and all that stuff right now. We know he's a great player. I mean, you need him to return to that for the run into the end of the season if he's to stand a chance. Because if you ask me, I would play Awata, McGregor, and Hatati. That would be my midfield 3.
I'd like to see it. To see how they get on together, the 3 of them. Because if Hatati's fit, he's going to play, John. Let's be honest. If Hatati is fit, he's one of the first picks, isn't he?
He certainly is. I wasn't expecting to see him start the day, actually.
No, I don't think many people did, but there it was. Moving on, John. Plenty of possession, hundreds of possession, but just don't make many chances in the first half. 23 minutes, I noticed Dysen's crossing was quite poor. Then a couple of minutes later, this time wasting was getting out of hand, wasn't it? How long they were taking to take free kicks, throw-ins, goal kicks. The time wasting was ridiculous for Livingston today, John.
They're going to do that, Xander. They're hanging on for a point. They're looking for a point the other day. That's what they're going to do. You think you'd be used to it by now, but it just sickens you, doesn't it, the time that they take to do stuff.
Yeah.
Walking with the heat down and all that, to take a throw and taking ages, weight of the world on their shoulders kind of thing. But didn't do them any good, did it?
No, at the end it didn't, John. But and then there was the same thing happens every week as well. These soft fouls given against us, and the same things happening to Celtic players and the fouls not given. That must have happened 4, 5, 6 times today as well. So we've just got to get used to that, I suppose.
Aye, we need to get used to it. It's been going on the whole season, so I'm getting used to it. You can see it coming. You're not getting a free kick for a tackle on a Celtic player, and the Celtic player just barely breathes next to a Livingston player to get a foul.
That's it. Yeah, it's just a case of getting used to it. Yeah, we just need to move on. This was the second of the foul on Kyogo inside the box, on a stone wall. I mean, stone wall doesn't even cover this. Kyogo cleanly wins the ball. The player gets nowhere near the ball, brings him down from behind. It could have been a red or a yellow card as well. Brings him down, goes to VAR, no penalty, John. What the heck is going on here? We're not Rangers. We don't rely on penalties, right? They do. We don't. But if that incident would have happened in every game in the country yesterday, a penalty would have been given. So why did we not get the penalty?
You need to ask Robertson that. No, we dreaded him being in charge of the game. We know where his allegiances lie now, didn't we? It's like he's got it in for Celtic or something, this guy. We need to get him away from Celtic games, Andy. And I can only thank God that he's not in charge of that game next week.
I know. And I don't know who was on VAR the day. I didn't even look. But whoever was on VAR as well is just as bad, John, because they took 10 seconds to decide, that wasn't a penalty. 10 seconds later, the game's continuing. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Unbelievable, John. And then it shows you all these replays and slow-mos, and it makes it even worse. I mean, you've seen it in normal speed. And you knew it was a penalty right away. And yeah.
Well, it's the only thing worth talking about in the first half, really, isn't it? But I go to half time and Chris Boyd, his take on the penalty was, what a clown, by the way. What an absolute clown that guy is.
I know. Yeah, I was going to get to that in the second half, but we'll touch on it now, John. And I had to laugh at Big Sutton. No laugh, but totally agree with Big Sutton. Sitting right beside Chris Boyd, looks him straight in the eye and says, "You've got an integrity issue there." He just told him the truth, didn't he?
I turned it down after I heard him saying it wasn't a penalty. Never a penalty, he says. Chris Sutton says something about he's kicked him in the leg. He says, aye, but why is he holding his ankle then? Chris Boyd said. The guy kicked his ankle. The ankle's part of your leg.
Yeah. Well,
why is this guy getting a job on the telly?
I don't know. Well, that's the question, and Big Sutton questioned it. He basically questioned Boyd's integrity, John, live on the telly, which I thought was outstanding. So well done to Big Chris Sutton for that. The penalty wasn't given anyway, so 38 minutes gone, Kuhn's shot from across, that was wide. Hatate had another half-decent shot just over the bar this time for about 23 yards out. But nothing else really happened, John, in the first half. Maybe a wee effort for Kyogo right at the very end before the half-time whistle. So plenty of possession there, John, but we just couldn't really break through that Livingston defence, could we?
No. We did break through, but it's a wee bit wasteful. There wasn't any clear-cut opportunities, but it was a sloppy first half. You've got to expect it first game back after the international break and all that. But it's seen a different Celtic in the second half. I thought we just stepped up a wee gear, I think.
Yeah, tricky away tie on that plastic pitch, I know, John. Dry and sticky. Referees and officials trying their hardest, not to give us what we deserve in the game, stonewall penalties, free kicks, etc. But let's get into the second half, John. So We kick off, plenty of possession, plenty of endeavour to start with, John. You can see it was a different Celtic in the second half. And within 3 or 4 minutes, John, we get the goal. And it's just a scramash in the box, if there's such a word, a scramash.
It's a stramash.
Scramash in the box, breaks to Hatate, hits the shot, hits off the defender, and rolls over the line into the net, John. And that's all we needed to break Livingston down, 1-0 up. Everybody can relax a wee bit.
Aye, that's all you need. That a wee bit of luck. Do a wee bit of luck. That's the gods paying back the cheats for no giving us a penalty.
Yeah.
If Robertson will be sick tonight, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be sick.
Yeah, they tried their hardest, John. Don Robertson especially tried his hardest to make sure Celtic were getting no decisions today. So that was just a wee bit of luck that we needed. And it was good to see it cross the line off the defender, Brandon. 1-0 Celtic. So everybody's nerves are relaxed because it was a wee bit nervy, wasn't it?
It was a wee bit nervy the first half. I was just thinking, like, Celtic this season have had a decent half and a bad half. And I was saying to myself, I hope that was the bad half. I had a feeling that was the bad half and we would see a different Celtic in the second. It was good. A really good second half. Wasn't anything flamboyant or anything like that, but it was nice to watch, you know.
Yeah, I thought we going to talk about him just now. We couldn't outstanding in the game, John, especially the second half. But Livingston had their first effort in the 53rd minute, John. Shot straight at the keeper. No, in fact, it was by, wasn't it? I can't even remember. Was that the keeper or by? And it was their first effort in the 53rd minute, John. No trouble there for Celtic. We got by the other end of the park and we have a shot from Kuhn. Takes around a few defenders. Lovely trickery there. That's a wee shot for about 14 yards. And it's half decent save by their keeper, John. I thought Kuhn was brilliant in the second half of the day.
Aye, he was. Aye, he was good in the first half as well. Getting by his man again, you know. And look, we can't judge a player on playing against Livingston and whoever else we've beat recently. Livingston twice and St Johnstone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You can't really judge him on that. But for what I've seen the last 3 games, it's a vast improvement.
Yeah, definitely. He's a decent wee player, John. And you've seen the difference when he went off. So, although Yang was half decent as well. But anyway, we'll get to that. Another shot from Kyogo. Another cross from young Nicholas Kuhn. And it's saved about 10 yards out. Kyogo, unlucky. It was a decent save as well for the big guys and goals for them. Tips it round the post for a corner. Kyogo unlucky there, John.
Aye. What's that goalkeeper's name again? Is it Jamal or something like that?
Jamal, yeah.
Aye, had a good game, that boy.
Aye.
He never broke a sweat with taking goal kicks or anything, did he?
No, he was terrible at the time waste, and that was quite bad. I think he should have been booked for it, to be honest with you, but I think the referee had a wee word with him, and that was about it, wasn't it? So anyway, we'll move on, John. The time wasting never done him any good, as you say. We get the second goal, John, eventually, and it's Bernardo, and it's a beautiful wee strike for just outside the box there, but 24 yards out. He took it round a few defenders first as well, John, didn't he, Bernardo, and then hit the strike. Lovely wee finish, settles all the nerves, settles everybody right down. The points are in the bag at this point. Bernardo, John, obviously Hatate got took off there, so Bernardo came on. Decent finish, wasn't it?
And it was a nice wee one. Like he says, he showed great strength getting through the 2 defenders. Shrugs them off, plays a 1-2 with Mattarelli and finishes low into the bottom corner for about 22 yards, I think. Takes a slight nick off the defender.
It does a wee slight nick off his leg, isn't it? Takes it by the keeper, 2-0. Lovely goal. I love that goal. That was a beautiful hit, John, wasn't it?
Aye. I don't think the keeper was getting it, even if it didn't take a deflection. It was a wee slight nick. Lovely finish for Bernardo, who I don't think's worth £6 million.
No.
But I definitely think we should sign him.
Yeah, I think we should sign him. I think it's maybe added an extra couple of 100,000 onto the price there.
Well, I just heard a wee voice in the background saying, you know what I says to you earlier, but
Aye. My grandson says it was either me or John that said that we shouldn't sign Bernardo, but we didn't say that. We were just discussing the price Celtic should pay. So listen properly, Matthew. All right, 2-0, John. Cruising. We've made a couple of subs. We've got Yang on. We've got Young Kuhn off.
Young.
Yang. We've got Maeda off. We've got James Forrest on the part as well. And Young Kelly comes on as well for Matt O'Reilly. So the subs start to get moved onto the field. The game's over. Game's a ball at 2-0. We scored another goal about 9 minutes later, John, and it was a Matt O'Reilly shot for about 12 yards out. What can you say about that? The keeper should have saved it, really, but it goes into the net, and that's all that matters, isn't it? So it was a big Adam Ida layoff. He came on for Kyogo. Straight to Matt O'Reilly. He sort of scuffs it, but the keeper doesn't get a strong hand to it, and it rolls over the line, makes it 3-0.
Aye, look, O'Reilly's lucky to get that goal. Let's be honest. It's bad goalkeeping.
Mm-hmm.
He had a good game, that boy, but that was bad goalkeeping. That's he's mishit the ball, and the keeper's got a hunt it. It looked. I don't know. That was probably the worst goalkeeper I've seen in a long time, Xander.
Nah, he's all he did was time waste, wasn't it, and letting 3 goals. So, no man in the match for him. Anyway, 3-0, John. Cruising. Ida had a free kick in about 97th minute, just wide for about 30 yards out, John. That was it was about a yard wide, but it was a good effort. I thought, for about 30 yards out.
It's closer than anybody else has come to taking a free kick for us. At least they go to the other wall.
That's true, isn't it? He was unlucky, I thought. It was a good wee hit. So maybe get it in a bit closer and see what you can do with the next free kick we get outside the box. And then, John, we get to this Young Kelly sitter, John, that blew up my correct score, and many others that said 4-0 in the competition, John. He's about 9 yards out. There's nobody near him, not even the goalkeeper, and headers it wide. So that was a James Forrest cross, wasn't it? Straight to the young boy's head. Headers it wide. Game finishes 3-0, John.
It wasn't even 9 yards. It was about 5 yards out. He was inside the 6-yard box.
Aye,
was he? I can't remember, but it was very close to the goal.
It was on the line. It was on the line, John, but it was at the angle slightly, so maybe 6-7 yards, maybe. And it doesn't matter. He missed it anyway. It was a sitter. They blow the whistle after that at 3-0, John. So Young Kelly's, I suppose he's just a young boy.
Well, when I was that age, I would have missed a big open goal like that.
I know what you're saying. Aye. And obviously goal difference as well could still come into this, John. They've still got their game in hand, but the players before that, obviously. But it could come down to goal difference. I'm not saying it will, but it could. So we need to start burying.
Aye, it could come down to goal difference. Look, I wasn't playing in front of 10,000 fans when I was his age, but that's the difference when you're playing in front of a big crowd. Mm-hmm. Pressure on you, But like he says, he's a young boy. But I think any player should be putting that away, Xander.
Yeah,
it's an empty. It's just an empty goal. It's just a header in, and he's missed
it. Yeah, he has. So hopefully Young Kelly can take his next chance that he gets, because he seems to be getting plenty of game time the last 15, 20 minutes of games. So obviously Brendan likes what he sees in a young man. So okay,
it was a good time to bring the boy on and give him a wee bit of experience, Sander. So he's a good wee player. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying he's going to put that chance away. But he doesn't take it. Game over. I'm still happy.
Yeah, that's it. Full-time whistle goes 3-0 to Celtic. Extra 3 goals in the goal difference. Top of the league on Easter Sunday. Until we play them next weekend. We'll get to that very soon indeed. So let's go through to the 1 to 10 scoring, John. Each player individual 1 to 10 performance score. What are you thinking?
It's based on 2 halves, really, isn't it? So you might see slightly lower marks for me. Don't be surprised, because I'm basing it on the whole game. I always do.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Hart, 7. Had nothing to do. Distribution was good, so 7 for Joe. Taylor, I think he was a target for the bully boys again a wee bit today. Kiwi Greg Taylor, a 6.5. Alistair Johnston, I think he performed well down the right way with Nicholas Kuhn again. Give him a 7.
Yeah.
Carter Vickers and Scales. Carter Vickers, he had a nosebleed moment, didn't he? He should have hit a shot. He was at the 18-yard box and his pass was, he didn't know what to do with it.
I know. That was right.
But there was some run for him, I know. But Carter Vickers, solid as usual at the back, gave him an 8. Dealt with that big Yeti guy. What's his name?
I don't know. Livingston have got a lot of giants in their team, haven't they?
Aye, it sounds like Yeti. That's why I say Yeti. His name sounds like Yeti, but I can't mind his name. But he dealt with him well anyway. Yengi.
Yengi, yeah.
Yengi, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Big Yengi. He's a handful, that boy, you know. But Carter Vickers dealt with him well, I thought. He gets an 8. Liam Scales gets a 7. Centre of the park, Mattarelli, 4. Iwata, I'll give you Iwata a 7.5. Thought he performed pretty well. Iwata today, solid, chasing back, winning the ball back, and that. 7.5 for Iwata. And what's his name? The man we've been missing, Rio Hatate. I thought he had an outstanding game. I'll give Rio Hatate an 8. The confidence that goes through the team when he's playing, and the confidence he's got in his vision, unmatched in this league's under. 8 for Rio. First game back in a long time. I thought he was exceptional. Up front, Kyogo, 5.5. Never really done much. Should have had a penalty. Robbed a penalty. 5.5 for Kyogo. Daiza Maeda, 5.5 as well. Didn't think he had a great game, Xander. On the right, Nicholas Kuhn, 8.5. Man of the match.
Man of the match for Kuhn. His boy was a delight to watch, John. Honestly, it's good to see we've got a wee winger like Kuhn there, who's not afraid to take on these big strapping defenders, John. You know, it's not as if he's up against players he's in height even. It's just the big guys who can boot him 20 feet into the air. He's no scared. He takes on his man every time, and that's just what we love to see. So, yeah, I'll give you my scores, John. Joe Hart, 7. Alistair Johnston, 7. 2 centre halves, 8. I thought the two of them were brilliant together. Greg Taylor, 7. Iwata, 8. Matt O'Reilly, 5. Hatate, 8. Maeda, 6. Kyogo, 6. And Kuhn, 8.5. But I'm going to give the man of the match to Iwata because he lasted the full game. The other players didn't. I think if Hatate would have lasted the full game, John, I would have gave it to him. Or Kuhn, because it was close. But I'm going to give it to Iwata because the other two boys were taken off, and Iwata played the full game. So my man of the match goes to Iwata.
That's fair enough. I thought he had a great game. I gave him a 7.5. Maybe been a bit mean there, but I just thought Kuhn was easy on the eye. And he reminded, not only does he look like Paddy Roberts, he's starting to actually play like Paddy Roberts.
That's true, isn't it? That's true. We've got a great wee player on our hands there, John. And just to change the subject slightly, John, is it unfair if Iwata gets dropped for Ibrox? Do you think that's unfair if he does?
Very unfair. I think Iwata's been immense.
He's been good, hasn't he?
I think, we could get into start lineups for the midfield 3. We've said it already. I think Mattarelli should be dropped. I think it should be Hatate, Iwata and Callum McGregor. And
I think that would be an outstanding midfield to play Rangers, John.
Aye, absolutely. Aye, that's what I would pick right now, based on performance levels of players. Mattarelli hasn't performed magnificently since the turn of the year. He's been pretty poor, to be honest with you. He's not been great. I think he's had one good game. But if anybody's going to get dropped for that team to accommodate Hatate, it would be Mattarelli, based on his performance.
Yeah, John, I agree. He does show flashes of brilliance, like you've said, John. He does do it every game, but He's making a lot of mistakes as well just now. I don't know what's wrong with Matt just now. We need him to be focused on this running, John. We need everybody to be focused on this running. And I'm aware of the time because the Celtic Ladies starts quite soon, right? So I'm aware of the time. So let's have a wee quick conversation about our next game, John, because we can talk about it now because it's our very next fixture, right? So Ibrox, John, no Celtic fans there next week, but we're performing well. We're looking like a settled team again. Anything other than a defeat, a draw or a win for Celtic, I would take that.
I would take a draw right now. Definitely take a draw right now. Take a win, of course, that'd be better. But
yeah,
right now, I would take a draw. Keeps us top of the league until they play Dundee. And if we can keep winning our games and beat them at Celtic Park, I think the league's yours.
Yeah, that's the plan, isn't it? To keep it within a point either way, till we get them at Celtic Park and take care of them at home. But we're under no illusions, John, that next week is going to be a very difficult game. A very, very difficult game. We need to be very careful of 50-50 tackles that referees are looking to send Celtic players off. VAR decisions as well. We need to be very wary of this, especially we know Celtic fans in the stadium. And just come out of there with nothing worse than a draw, John. That's the bottom line, isn't it?
Aye, that's that. I think my prediction was 1-0 for that game. But look, it's a big step up in class. And we've got no fans as well. 50,000 Rangers fans. We went there, start of the season, beat them 1-0 with a depleted team. But if we go there with a full team, I'm quite confident, Xander.
Yeah, I'm more confident than I was 4 or 5 weeks ago. Let's put it that way, John. But
well,
we're going to
that's the beauty of having your team back, Xander, because we've been missing our full defence for most of the season. Our best player in Scotland's been missing all season. All sorts of players injured. We've not had a solid team every week. It's chopping and changing every week. That doesn't bode well if you're trying to win a league. But now that full team's back, is there enough time for them to gel and win every single game? I think there is.
Yeah. So it's still in our hands, isn't it? It's, that game again they've got in hand against Dundee, John. The Dundee are flying just now. They're flying. They're beating everybody that's put in front of us. An away win yesterday for them. It puts them in the top 6 as it stands. So if they win that game against Rangers, they've got a top 6 finish, John.
Aye. So they'll be aiming to do that. So it all depends how the result goes against us with them. It all depends on that. If they get beat with us and then have all draways and they have to go to Dundee, I think they'll find that a pretty tough game. They might be praying for rain that day,
Yeah, that's it. yeah, waterlogged penalty spots and all, yeah. But the main game is Sunday, obviously. So that's next Sunday. Celtic go to Ibrox, John. Everybody's looking forward to it. Everybody will be a bit nervous about it as well, I would imagine. But I imagine winning that game, John, and we're clear. With no games in hand, John. We're clear at the top of the league. If we beat Rangers next week, we're 4 points clear and they'll have one game in hand. So if they win the game in hand, we're still top of the league.
Aye, well, it's a big ask, isn't it? It's a big ask, but look, we can do it. We can do it, Xander. If we get beat next week, it's a different story, isn't it? Because it's we can still win the league, of course, but we're having to depend on other teams. But it can still be done, so it's not the end of the world. But I think ultimately we need at least a draw next week.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. All right, John. So if we'll wrap up there, any comments, John? You want to bring up any comments?
Right, I'll go through excuse me. I'll go through a few comments. Salafi, God's Angel. I think that's Sellafield, God's Angel. What is it with these people, these weird names? Sellafield, God's Angel. I think that's right. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Sellafield or whatever it is. I can predict controversy by the bucket load. VAR, officials v Celtic, guaranteed. I'm already cringing before this game as we are up against the SFA. Rangers supporting officials. and she or he was predicting Celtic would drop points. It's already written. Fact. No, you were wrong. Celtic didn't drop points. But thanks for the comment. You were right about the officials, Sellafield, by the way, because the blatant penalty, you know what I mean? Turned a blind eye to it.
50-50 that comment into it. We didn't drop points. We were all nervous at half time at nothing each. So it could have happened, but it didn't. But definitely right about the officials, John. That refereeing performance today was diabolical yet again.
It's Don Robertson, isn't it? Right. If Rangers could do it with, what was his name? Wally Collum, getting him banned for a year, why can we not do it with Robertson? Unbeaten. Just keeping away from Celtic. Don't want them anywhere near it.
Yeah. And I don't even know if the referee's been announced for next Sunday yet, but I'll look that up. Find out who the referee is for next Sunday. I don't think it's been announced yet, but if it is, I'll put it on the screen. All right, John. Thanks for the comment, by the way.
Thanks for the comment, Sellafield, God's Angel. You were 50-50, and you put fact at the end of Celtic dropping points. Well, your fact was not. It was fictional.
All right, mate.
I just had to point that out. Eclectic Minecraft says, Mon the Hoops, 2-0 Celtic, hail, hail, Xander and John, and RIP to that young boy, Kieran.
Yeah, the young boy. They did the minutes applause, didn't they? What was it, about 30 seconds applause, I think. But they did it, so yeah, well done. And rest in peace to the young man. Total tragedy. The boy losing his life at that age. Rest in peace to the young lad.
All right, rest in peace, Kieran, and condolences to Kieran's family, of course. So next up was Rosemary. She said, good to have you back, boys. Good to have you here, Rosemary.
Yeah, thanks, Rosemary. We're away for a wee while there, John. It was about 8 or 9 days, wasn't it, between the two podcasts. I put some wee videos on and that just to keep the channel ticking over. And speaking of channel ticking over, John, the strike is over a week today. A week today we play Rangers, and a week today the channel strike is over and we're back to normal, hopefully.
Hopefully, aye, that's good news, isn't it? That's, hopefully it's a double good news next weekend.
Yeah, hopefully, John. Yeah, that's the case. Yeah. All right, thanks, Rosemary. Thanks for the comment, pal.
Mad About Football says, the boys are back in town. Great to hear you again. RIP that young lad. Mere condolences to young Kieran, of course.
Yeah, young Kieran. Yeah, thanks for the condolences, Mad About Football. And it's good to be back. It's good to be back talking about football, because we do miss it when there's no football, obviously. So, yeah, it's good to be back.
Good to get it.
It is good to get it, for an hour to do the podcast. Thanks for the comment, man.
That was Bobby at the still game, wasn't it? I'm glad it's great you've come out. It's great to get out.
That's when they're in the curtain shop, isn't
it? Buying curtains. There's two men with moustaches buying curtains.
You can't whack it. All right, John, any more for us?
I think a third man with a moustache joined them later, didn't he?
Aye, that's a win here we through there. Some classic comedy, isn't it? It's comedy gold.
Aye. Anyway, we would never sell a club, says, crucial game today and a win at all costs, even a penalty Celtic will do. Well, we get denied a Stonewaller. And that lookalike of Joe Hart was hilarious, and you should do a lookalike of Chris Boyd.
Yeah, I replied to that, asked for some ideas, lookalike for Chris Boyd.
I don't know. I think it just looks like a bust ball or something. I don't know. Draw a face on a ball and then bust it. That's what Chris Boyd looks like.
And the guy has absolutely no intelligence on that television, John. He just should not be there, should he?
Nah, no part of nothing. He's no nothing.
I mean,
he's no personality, you know what I mean? He's just a cardboard cutout.
That's it. Big Chris Sutton questioning his integrity live on Sky Sports, John. That was outstanding.
It was also outstanding that Celtic fans had a wee song from near the end.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, obviously we can't sing it, but I'm sure everybody else heard.
Aye, I'm sure he heard it, and that's all that matters. Anyway, one club since 1888 says the pressure is all on us on Sunday. It certainly was, and we've done the job. One club since 1888 says 3K each at both stadiums for the derby allocation, fan allocation.
Yeah, bang on, bang on. It should be 50-50, John, right down the middle. 3,000 at Ibrox, 3,000 at Celtic Park. But it's not going to happen that way with lots of things, is it? 2,500 for us at their ground, and they're getting 3,000 at Paradise. It's just not right, and it doesn't land right with me whatsoever.
Aye, Celtic should start their own thing, keeping the fans out. Take your, I don't know, just keep them out of Celtic Park altogether. I'd be happy with that. James Doran says, need to hit the ground running tomorrow and get early goals and put the game to bed to rotate the team to avoid injuries.
Great point, but we didn't do it, did we? So we had to keep the team on, but we still came at the game with no injuries, John. Maybe a wee slight doubt about Greg Taylor, something to do with his arms, a sore arm or something, John, but I think you walked off the park okay.
He's always doing that, Greg Taylor. Holding his arm for some reason, but I don't know. As long as he's okay for next week, that's all that matters. Hope he's fit and ready to go, wee Greg Taylor, because we'll miss him if he's not.
That's it. And he's the only left back we've got at the club just now, apart from Scales, who's actually a centre half now. So I'm glad he's fit. He's going to be fit for next Sunday, and that's the main thing.
Aye. Anyway, Paul McComb, he says, welcome back. Great pod. I said 5-0, but I'm going to do the Xander bet builder. I've got a bit of change coming from my Chinese chips. We'll do the business today. Bernardo didn't shine against the crispy buns.
Yeah, he did shine against him, and he shined today and when he came on. He was on for 20 minutes, went to the boys. So, great. I thought it was a lovely goal today. That was a nice, beautiful wee bit of skill, taking around 2 or 3 defenders and rattling it into the net. Lovely, good to see. Settled the nerves. Xander's bet builder. I said 4-0 Kyogo to score first and over 12 corners. There was over 12 corners. It was nearly 4-0 for that sitter at the end, but Kyogo didn't score first. So close, but not close enough.
No. Anyway, thanks for your comment, Paul.
Sorry you lost your change after your chips. So
Chinese chips.
Chinese chips, sorry, yeah. I'll try a wee bit better for you for the Rangers game in next week's podcast. So I'll have a wee bit of builder for next week, and hopefully it'll be a wee bit closer.
Chinese chips. Normally Chinese and chips is associated with gambling, isn't it? You like their casinos, old chips, like the kind of chips.
Aye, they like the gambling, didn't they? But Chinese chips are nice as well, you know. Chinese chips, salt and chili chips. Ever tried them, John?
I'm going to try salt and chili on the casino once. Anyway. What? I've tried salt and chili chips. They're pretty nice, aren't they? Bit salty for me, right enough.
Oh, very nice. I like them.
I prefer the dry roll.
Salt and chili chips with curry sauce. If anybody's wanting to wondering what they're going to get for dinner tonight, salt and chili chips and curry sauce, beautiful.
One club since 1888 says R.I.P. Kieran, taken too soon. Well done, Celtic and Livi. That's for the fans' applause. Vital 3 points. Drop points, it's over. The pressure is on us. Oh, but I don't know. I think right now, if we drop points, I'd be saying we need to win at Ibrox next week 100% to give us any chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can afford to draw at Ibrox now. Well, we can really afford to, but it's not over with a draw. Let's put it that way. It's still in our hands with a draw. So we'll take that right now, but a defeat next week, it's going to be very difficult. But don't want to think that way. Let's go to Ibrox and win the game.
Exactly. Anyway, last comment, Xander, it was just one club, but again, he says, Bernardo, £3 million, no more. Totally agree with that. 2.7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see what happens in the summer with that, John. It's not going to be decided anytime soon. That's going to go right through the summer. But I just hope we get to sign the boy, because I like him. I think he's a good player. I think he's decent. I think he's got back quality there as well.
Aye. If I get a chance to sign him for $3 million, I'd be happy with that, because he's got a bit of strength, good vision in that. He's a good player, but just to me right now, he's not a £6 million player. I need to see more from him to make him a £6 million player. But if I were signing him for 2.7, round about that price, I'd be happy with that.
Well, you're thinking the money was spent on duds at round about the $3 million, John. Rasmussen, Amido Balde, You know, the list goes on and on and on. So this guy at least has got something, John. He's got something to offer. So at 3 million, I think would be a decent price for the lad. All right, let's get into the comment. Just done the comments. Let's get into the competition before we go, John. For next week, the Rangers game at Ibrox, we're looking for the correct score. More than one correct entry, it goes to a draw, obviously. Correct score, leaving your comments, one guess each to win the beautiful, John, Zippo lighters, Celtic's Forever logo Zippo lighters. Absolutely stunning. Special prize. Just get entering the comments, everybody, one guess each, and good luck to everybody that enters.
The real Zippos.
Oh, the real McCoy, John, real. Solid steel yet again. So, and well done as well to Daith O'Keefe, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Daith O'Keefe, winning this week's prize, the Celtic Forever ballpoint pen in the box set. Well done to him. Just get in contact with us on the Facebook page. Private message with your address. We'll get that posted out to you on Tuesday, buddy, because it's bank holiday Monday, isn't it, John?
Aye. Daith, that sounds Welsh.
Aye, Daith O'Keefe. Daithi O'Keefe. I'm sure he knows who we're talking about. If he's watching or listening, just get in touch and we'll get that posted out to you on Tuesday, pal. It's a good wee prize, and congratulations on winning. And thank you to everybody that entered the competition, John. There's a lot of entries there. Unlucky to everybody that didn't get the correct score. 3-0 to Celtic the day, John. So what's your final thoughts before we go?
Look, we had to win the day we done it. I'm delighted. I can't say any more than that. It was a bit of a grueling first half. Just looked like a really heavy pitch, but I think by the time the second half came, it started to look a bit lighter. The pitch, Celtic players were zipping the ball about on that surface. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, especially as you say that second half. I just thought the whole team was unplayable. So take that form into Ibrox, and we'll not be too far away. That's how I'll finish the podcast on.
Well,
all right, everybody.
It's a different level though, Xander. Before you just close, it's a different level next week. We're not kidding ourselves. It's going to be a very, very hard game. And well done to what's his name? Robert Snodgrass, who was on the punditry with Chris Sutton today. And slipped up about 3 or 4 times that he's a Celtic fan.
We all know he's a Celtic fan. I didn't hear that because I watched it in Celtic TV the first half and switched it over. And by the way, if Motherwell can beat Rangers at Ibrox, I'm sure we can as well. So anyway, midweek podcast Wednesday, just a wee update podcast. We have our podcast on Wednesday. We'll catch you on Wednesday, John, for that.
Catch you Wednesday, Xander. Hail, mate.
Hail, buddy, and happy Easter to everybody. See you later.